Welcome everybody to Bobbo's YouTube channel. Today we're doing a little different thing. I think I might call this Bobbo's Wrestling. Bobbo's Wrestling preview review. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But this Sunday, tomorrow, March 3rd at 8 p.m. is AEW Revolution. And it's going to be from Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. And it is the Icon Sting's last match. So that should be a great show, and I'm hoping to watch it, and I'll have a review for it on this channel afterwards. I know I'm going to see the, what is it called, Big Business in Boston, thanks to Mark. Shout out Mark. We're going. I can't wait for that show. Supposedly it's going to be the debut of Mercedes Moné, and Okada's supposed to be before that. So if you're a big wrestling fan, you can be part of this video and like, subscribe, comment, and share and all that stuff. Maybe we'll get Mark on the review for that Big Business show. I think that's March 13th. And so we're going to try this new video because I'm a diehard wrestling fan, I have been for pretty much my whole life. I started out as WWE, WCW, and then I moved on to AEW. I still kind of watch WWE, especially now that The Rock is back and all them. And Cody Rhodes and all that. I have been getting back into it. I watch a little bit of TNA, and I try to catch like clips and stuff of the New Japan stuff. So if you want me to review or preview anything, let me know in the comments. I'll start watching more. But AEW I watch every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday for Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. And I try to watch every pay-per-view. Hopefully they get a new TV deal with Warner Brothers Discovery and put everything on Max, and hopefully the pay-per-views go on Max so you don't have to spend whatever it is, $50 every time there's a pay-per-view, and you could do a WWE Network type deal where it's just in your subscription to Max. So anyways, I'm looking at my computer off to the side here to go over the card, and I'm going to preview it. So the projected match card is, the pre-show is going to be Julia Hart and Sky Blue versus Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. So these girls have been having a pretty good rivalry lately. I like Julia Hart and Sky Blue's connection, and Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale is fun too. So let me... Oh, I forgot. I'm going to write down what I think is going to be the my prediction. Hold on. And we're back. Sorry about that. I forgot a notebook and a pen. So I'm going to predict out of Julia Hart and Sky Blue versus Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale, I'm going to go with the heels, which means the bad guys, Julia Hart and Sky Blue. I really like Julia Hart. She's really good and good looking. And Sky Blue, that's what I meant. And Julia Hart is really good in her new character with the House of Black and all that. So I'm going to go with them. But Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale are good. And Willow Nightingale is really bubbly, and she reminds me of the NXT Bailey. So the main card is going to start with the International Championship match between Orange Cassidy, who is the champion, and Roderick Strong. So the Roddy Strong thing, he's part of the that new group with Adam Cole, Matt Bennett, Mike and Maria. Well, Maria's not there, but and Wardlow. So they have that group going on. That reveal of the devil, it was good, and then it like failed because Adam Cole is injured. So it kind of screwed that whole angle up. But I liked it, but I didn't like it. And then Orange Cassidy has been probably the best champion that this company has had. He faces everyone. Some people don't like his gimmick because he's kind of like nonchalant kind of guy, and then he revs up. But I think he's awesome. The hands in the pants kind of thing. I really want his wrestling figure, and I'll unbox that. With this one, I'm gonna go with Roddy Strong because he's on the path, and he has the momentum and everything, and he has the group that's probably gonna interfere and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go with that with Roddy Strong. I can't talk today. The next match was supposed to be, what they call it, a meat man match or something like that. And it was going to be like Wardlow and Lance Archer, Powerhouse Hobbs, all the big guys. And I guess Miro and Keith Lee couldn't participate or something. So they changed it to what's called the All-Star Scramble match. And the winner gets a future AEW title shot. So it's Jericho versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Lance Archer versus Hook versus Brian Cage versus Dante Martin. And then there's a versus to be announced. So that's going to be a surprise. That surprise probably going to be like Sammy Guevara or somebody like that. Maybe. Or maybe it's a real surprise and it's going to be Okada. But in this match, I would say I think it's between Wardlow and Powerhouse Hobbs because both of them have been having the upward momentum. Let's say it's going to be Wardlow because of his group getting in another one they interfere with. But that's just a throw-in match. It's not going to be that great unless there's a big surprise with that TBA. So we'll see what happens. But they have been pushing Powerhouse Hobbs pretty good. He just beat Sammy Guevara, and he squashed Chris Jericho on a recent Dynamite. And then Wardlow is coming for the title, the world title. So that's why I'm going to pick Wardlow. Because he had an awesome promo this past Dynamite, or was it the week before, where he was really emotional, like pissed off, and he was talking about how he's beaten Samoa Joe, the current champ. He squashed MJF, the former champ. He's beaten everybody, so he should get the title shot. So I kind of agree with him. The next match is one I can't wait for. FTR, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood. Probably one of the best tag teams this era. Versus the Blackpool Combat Club's Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. They have been going to war, really beating the crap out of each other. This is a hard one to call because FTR has been being pushed, but so has Jon Moxley and Claudio, and they want the title shot. So I'm gonna go, because of a future prediction, I'm gonna go with FTR. Because maybe they'll get the tag team title shot from a person we'll talk about soon. The next match could be match of the night. It's Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita, and they're both in the same stable, the Don Callis family. But Will Ospreay just came into he's been in AEW before, but he just recently became All Elite permanently. He finished up his dates with New Japan, and now he's All Elite. So I think it has to be Will Ospreay. I know they've been pushing Takeshita, but do you really have Ospreay lose his first match officially as an AEW superstar? Yeah, I think that match is going to be amazing because they're both two of the best wrestlers right now. So, but I'm going to pick Will Ospreay. It's not much of a feud because he just came in, but we'll see. The next match is a pretty good match. It's the TNT champion Christian Cage versus Daniel Garcia for the TNT title. Christian Cage has the, what do they call him? Patriarchy. So he has backup. Danny Garcia has Matt Menard, but maybe Edge will come back. Maybe Adam Copeland, as he's called now, will come back from that concerto that he suffered. Because he was supposed to get the title shot, and then Christian Cage gave him a concerto and smashed his head. So he's not going to get that shot. It's going to be Daniel Garcia. Danny Garcia has had a lot of momentum lately. I think, because eventually you're going to want that match again. Cage versus Adam Copeland. So I think Christian Cage is going to win, but I think it's going to be by outside interference from the family. And they're going to make Daniel Garcia look really good. So maybe you have a three-way with Danny and Copeland and Christian Cage next pay-per-view. So that's a pretty good angle. The next match is really heated. It's going to be the Continental Crown Champion Eddie Kingston putting his Triple Crown on the line against Bryan Danielson. And Bryan Danielson has been calling him a bum, and he has no respect for him, and all this crap, and it's been quite a story. And Eddie Kingston has been the guy that just comes back from everything and wins. So, and the stipulation, if Bryan wins, he gets the Triple Crown, but if Eddie Kingston wins, Bryan has to shake his hand to show respect. So I think ultimately it's going to be Eddie Kingston. So he finally gets that just due from Bryan. But this should be a heated match. Let's see. And then there's the AEW Women's Championship. The AEW Women's Champion, Toni Storm, versus Deonna Purrazzo, sorry. So Purrazzo just came into the company like a month or so ago, but they've done a really good job of the story because they've been friends forever, and they had the same tattoo. And Toni Storm actually really got a tattoo where she put the arrow through the tattoo that they got. And Timeless Toni Storm has probably been one of the best characters in wrestling lately. It's such a cool character. The screen goes black and white. Yeah, so it's a really cool character. Do they take the title off of her and give it to Deonna? I think it's been a really good feud, but I think Toni Storm's going to win. And maybe the story continues, but I think Toni Storm's going to win. And then the second to last match is going to be a good one. It's the AEW World Champion 3-way. It's the champ Samoa Joe versus Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. I want Swerve to win, but I don't know if he's going to. I think what might happen. So if you've been paying attention to AEW lately, Swerve and Hangman have been going at it. I mean, Hangman even drank his blood, which was disgusting. Swerve went into his house, broke into his house. This story has been crazy. And then you add in Samoa Joe, who's been part of some of the greatest triple threat matches of all time. You think back of that triple threat in TNA with Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles. That match was probably the best triple threat ever. So see if they can do it better. The story going into the match, so this past Wednesday, was Hangman acted like he was injured and turned and beat up Swerve Strickland with a crutch. I think it was kind of lame. I think what should have happened was you have Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland in the ring instead of Samoa Joe on the ramp and Swerve Strickland in the ring, and have Hangman beat them both down with the crutch, but it is what it is. I think out of this, I think Samoa Joe is going to retain, and the reason why is because Hangman and Swerve hate each other too much, and they're going to have another blood feud, and whoever wins that is going to compete against Joe, and then I think they'll win the title. I think that's how it's going to work. And finally, the one we've all been waiting for. So, there's going to be AEW World Tag Team Championship Tornado Tag. I didn't know it was a Tornado Tag. Tornado Tag Team match. Tornado Tag means they all can be in the ring at the same time. Sting and Darby Allin versus, who's the champions, versus the Young Bucks. And it's Sting's last ever match. It's gonna suck. I grew up a Stinger. I used to watch him in WCW. I like Surface Sting. I like Crow Sting. I like the Joker Sting in TNA. I've been following his career forever, so it should be interesting watching his last match. I hope they have like tons of old timers with them. I hope they have a huge, just make it grand. But yeah, I think this one's a hard one to call because the Young Bucks took them out and had the blood all over the white suits. Sting is undefeated in his career in AEW. So you could have Sting and Darby win and then they vacate the titles, or you have Sting and Darby win and have Darby have maybe Sting's son. I don't know if they're getting into wrestling, but have someone else replace Sting as the champ. But I think what's going to happen is the Young Bucks are going to take them out, and then you make them the ultimate bad guys and have FTR go after the Young Bucks. But I think they're going to make this huge because Sting has been really good for AEW. So it's going to be sad to see him go. So yeah, those are my predictions for AEW Revolution this Sunday at 8 p.m. It's Sting's last match, so don't miss it. Because if you're a little Stinger like I was, you got to watch his last match ever. Well, they always say he's retired. They always say they retire and then they wrestle again, but I don't know. This feels different. I think he might actually stay retired. I think he might be around the business, but be around AEW to help out, but I don't think he's ever wrestling again. So yeah, they'll have Ric Flair there. Kevin Nash was told, I guess he got called to be there, but WWE's not letting him or something. I forget what it was. But anyways, so check out this pay-per-view. If you like these Bobbo's wrestling, let me know. I really love wrestling, so I'll keep doing the previews and the reviews. I don't know if I'll do Raw and SmackDown every week, but I could do Dynamite every week because I watch it every week. And I could do the WWE pay-per-views. I don't know. We'll see how we do the format. But I'll do a review of the show maybe Monday. But stay tuned tomorrow for Bobbo Sports Corner, where I go over the 4 Boston sports teams every week, and the news and games and all that stuff. And most importantly, if you're interested, I have a nonprofit called Sweet Sadie's Difference Makers. It's in honor of my sister Sarah that passed away, unfortunately, on March 8th, 2020. Her anniversary is coming up on Friday, so that's gonna be a hard day, but it's gonna be 4 years. But anyways, April 14th, that Sunday, I'm pretty sure it's April 14th, we're having another 5K walk, run, ride, whatever you want to do. And all the proceeds go to, firstly, they go to the Angel Fund, which is a fund that gives money to research for ALS, which a couple of my uncles passed away from, my Nana passed away from, so it's pretty significant in my family. Just recently, my Uncle David unfortunately passed. I love you, Uncle David. And then we also give to where my mom is getting her adult daycare type care in New Orleans for her FTD, frontal temporal dementia. And then we also give money to Muscular Dystrophy Association of Massachusetts, which is what my sister Sarah passed away from. So if you want to donate, if you want to participate in the walk, I hope, or if you want to be a sponsor, we have sponsorship opportunities. Go to sweetsadie.org and please donate, and thank you for all your support and everything with that nonprofit. It really means the world to me. So yeah, that's the video. That was Bobbo's Wrestling. Let me know if you want more. Go like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.